Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30. It is February 26th, and yeah, after a somewhat chilly and gloomy day today, we had a milder and somewhat gloomy and with some hazy sunshine in the afternoon. You see, the skies have cleared out a little more tonight. Looking at our weather map here, you'll see cold front is passing through tonight. We have this complex storm system. This was the one that was in California. It's now triggering severe weather in the Midwest. And if we look at the radar here, you'll see this is the storm system and it's coming. You'll see that there's a line of severe thunderstorms. They actually have some severe weather going on right now in Oklahoma City. They're worried about they got some tornado watches and warnings. Let's go to the latest storm prediction center and get this out of the way. Um, so you can see here, look at this moderate risk of severe weather right around Oklahoma there. Look at that line. That is a really impressive line of thunderstorms there that's developing. We have a tornado watch in effect here. You'll see here. There's the tornado watch for eastern Oklahoma. Um, and you can see it looks like there's already been a report of one tornado already so far today. And then a severe thunderstorm watch around it. So if we go to the weather and hazards map, you'll see here we have that tornado watch right there, wind advisory. And then if we go right there, it looks like there is a tornado warning. Or well, it's clicking on the red. I don't see it there, but there's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this line of severe weather here. Let's get this a little tighter here. Maybe it'll show the tornado warning. It looks like a tornado warning to me. And then high wind warnings behind this storm system. Again, just a very energetic storm system. Same one that hit California, of course, and brought all that snow out to the southwest and Southern California, which is pretty crazy. But as far as our weather goes, looking at our area, you'll see that it's temperatures are starting to drop after a somewhat mild day today. So looking at Islip, you can see a warmer air off to the south, 40s, but we have dropped into the 30s now. The colder air moving in. And you will see, looking at the past couple of days here at Islip, you'll see dropping into the 30s. Almost looks like there was a little bit of radiational cooling there with some mist. But you see, during the day, we've got up into the 40s today. Actually, not as warm over there, believe it or not. It felt warmer here for whatever reason. But you can see temperatures generally. And yesterday morning, that's when we got cold. We actually had a low of 19. Looks like a low of 19. We'll go over some of the climate statistics for you. Yesterday was below normal. So let's go look at our highs and lows for today. And you see winter weather advisories just to our north. That's where there's going to be a good chance of accumulating snow. We will be right on the edge of that. So let's go to the highs for today. Highs got up into the mid-40s, close to normal. Jersey was in the 50s. You can see the further west you were, the warmer it was. So it looks like 50s in Queens. So that's why it felt a little warmer here versus out east, where I think the clouds hung on a little more. And you can see Jersey getting up into the low 50s, above normal, of course. Lows. This was the lows. It looks like it did get pretty chilly overnight. Look at that, 12 in West Hampton. So there was some radiational cooling, it looks like, overnight. Actually, quite a bit of chilly temperatures there overnight. This was are these yesterday's lows? Because I don't think they are to this morning's lows. I'm gonna go and look at this again because I don't think it got down to 19 this morning. I think that's yesterday's lows. Let's go here. No, it was this morning's lows. So yeah, wow, it actually managed to get some good radiational cooling last night, even though it kind of felt mild. It did actually get that. All right, so it did cool down quite a bit. All right, so let's go to the weather service here, and you'll see there's again, mostly interior, north of the city, that the snow is going to be an issue. Let's go to the local past weather, and I'll go and look at yesterday's readings for Islip here. So West Hampton got down to 12. That's impressive. So there was some pretty good radiational cooling this morning. I'm kind of surprised about that. So today, a little bit 4 degrees below normal for today, mainly due to that low in the morning. If we go to yesterday's, you'll see yesterday it was only 28. It only got up to 28. And so we were about 10 degrees below normal at Islip. So a few below normal days. And that is an encouraging sign, you could say. Looking at the satellite, again, you can see the skies clearing. I'm just curious. Let's move this over to California. I'm just curious if we can see all the snow on the ground there. Or is there too much cloud cover to see it? Yeah, it's too much cloud cover to really see it. Unfortunately, yeah. Can't really see it, but it even snowed at some of the beaches. They even got a coating. It's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible indeed. So let's go to the maps and talk about this latest system that we have that we're going to be dealing with. You can see we have some cold air moving in, and then we have a low pressure system over the Great Lakes. This is tomorrow afternoon. And you'll see this is not really a setup for snow. Not a great setup for snow, right? But the low, there's a high that's trying to build in from New England. So at the same time, this low is moving in. And then it tries to get a coastal low going. But I still think most of Long Island is not going to see snow with this, except maybe for the North Shore. So you can see there's the coastal low. It gets going eventually by Tuesday morning, and maybe that could wrap some cold air, and it maybe could end as snow, perhaps. But again, I'm not really thrilled with the profile of the atmosphere here for snow on Long Island as far as tomorrow goes. And then when we get done with that, you'll see there's another little week we're going to be in kind of an unsettled, stalled front syndrome pattern. And then here comes the next system. This is the 18Z GFS. Looks like that one's going to be rain. So the storm that looked like the big blockbuster snowstorm that was going to happen, or at least the biggest one of the year, looks like rain for Friday night into Saturday. And then behind that, hopefully we can clear out and get some sunny weather for a little while. And you can see the pattern we're in here. Still not really. It's a little better, but the problem is, and I showed you the surface first. Usually I don't do that. But I wanted to show you that first so you can get an idea of how it reflects on the upper air here. So this is the GFS upper air. And you can see here, there's that kind of, it's just not a great look for the jet stream to get a snow event. And obviously, as we head into you can see, again, a big ridge in the east. Here comes a little trough. But you see, the problem is we continue to have a trough out in the west. So as long as you have a trough in the west like this over the northwest, it's going to be hard to get any cold or snow here in the east. This has been the same story all winter, and it just doesn't change at all throughout this whole cycle. All right? Looking at the European model, which we will also do in this, you'll see the same deal. It's trying to bring a little ridging into the west, but you see, we continue to have the trough in the west, the jet stream, digging this crazy jet stream pattern. It's almost like a C over the west coast. It's just totally abnormal that you're seeing here. It's like a C over the west coast. We'll draw it out here for you. I mean, this is what's been going on, and it's going to continue. There will be more storms and below normal temperatures in the west because of this. We are going to continue to deal with the crappy pattern that we've been in. All right? Let's go look at the upper air. So this is the European. Let's start with the European, and I'm working with the 12Z European here. All right. So you see there's the ridge in the east. All right. Here comes our little storm. The pattern's just not favorable for snow on Long Island. I think inland you'll get some snow, but I don't think Long Island's going to see any. Because, again, look at this big trough in the west again. All right. Ridge in the east, trough in the west. Ridge in the east, trough in the west. And here it's that next system. Again, with that southeast ridge, it's going to be rain again. Not much of a trough in the east, and we continue to see the same thing again. And it's a shame because you do have the blocking over here in Greenland. But the trough is continuing to stay in the west. Let's go to the GFS here. All right, so GFS, more or less the same damn thing. A little more robust with that trough with that storm on Saturday. And maybe bringing a little more troughiness behind it. But you can see, as long as you have the troughiness in the west, you're not going to get what you want in the east, and what I want, well, we all, obviously we'd like to see some snow here, but also I'd like some cold weather and some sunny days, and this pattern we just keep getting storm after storm after storm taking the same track, either over us or to the northwest of us, and that's going to continue. So we'll go to the CONUS view here. We'll look at our temperature anomaly chart, and that'll be reflected in the temperature anomaly chart. You'll see here, as we go into tomorrow, you'll see a little bit below normal, near normal temperatures to a little bit below, but then here comes the warm. Tuesday, we kind of got a little cold pocket around us. I don't know. The model keeps doing that. I don't know if I buy that, but you can see a lot of warmth again. Wednesday, Thursday will be above normal. Friday, maybe we get down to near normal. Here comes that storm that's going to bring the rain, bring us back above normal again for Saturday. Originally, it looked like the weekend we'd have some below normal temperatures. Now it looks like only slightly below normal. And you can see we don't get any cold air at all here. All the cold air stays out west. It's unbelievable. I feel like going to the West Coast because I would like some winter, you know. So taking a closer look, let's go back to the near term and look at the storm that we have dealing with. I'm not too excited about it. All right. Now, if you're north and west of the city, you can get this will be your first probably decent snowfall. But for us, this is the HRRR. All right, and you can see this is the HRRR, and you can see it just wants to have the snow over Long Island. I'm not buying this. I think with the way the storm track is going and the high and the way everything's positioned, I think that line is going to be a little further to the north. I really do. When the coastal gets going, maybe that'll help us out a little bit Tuesday morning. But then we're already into lighter precipitation. Does this mean Long Island gets no snow? Depends on where you are on Long Island. Right? I think the North Shore has the shot of seeing an inch or two. For the rest of the island, I'm just not excited about it. So let's look at the total snowfall map, and you'll see, yeah, this is overdone. I don't think we'll see that much snow on Long Island. I think we'll see. Like I said, I think this is way overdone. This is the HRRR, by the way. All right. So I guess you could say I'm going against the models because I've seen what's happened all winter long. So that's what the HRRR puts out. Let's go to the GFS. And might as well go straight to the snowfall. And you'll see GFS doesn't really give us that much. You can see only an inch or two. All right. And the reason why is simple. And I'm going to go with the GFS on this. All right. So here's your storm animation. You can see the line is literally right over probably the LIE or something for much of this. So it starts tomorrow night. It'll start as snow, and then the line will be right over us. And it's going to be a very, very wet snow, too, as well. And you can see the moisture could linger into Tuesday as well. And then finally gets out of here on Wednesday. All right. NAM. Next model up is the NAM. We'll do the NAM 12, I guess. We'll do the NAM 12. So here's the NAM 12. NAM also wanting to be like the HRRR and having some pretty heavy blues over Long Island in the overnight period here. And again, I think it's just a little overestimating the cold air a little too much. And then changes it to rain. All right. So there's the NAM forecast, and let's take what the NAM has total snowfall. And you can see, all right, the NAM, you see, NAM's looking a little more realistic, though. It's got just a couple inch amounts. The HRRR is going way overboard. I don't buy that for a moment. All right, but you can see here's the NAM. Like I go to the NAM 3, which is a higher resolution NAM, and you'll see the same deal. Barely an inch on the South Shore, and the North Shore would get maybe an inch or two, which is what I'm agreeing with right now. So the NAM is generally showing that. So here's the NAM, and you can see what's going to happen. It starts with some snow, and then you get the rain mixing in, and it's just right on the line. It's a really tough forecast. It really is. But, I've seen the trend the whole winter long with this, and honestly, I don't see a huge snowstorm here. European, go to the European. European is not going to, we don't, you have to look at the European's profile on here. And you can see where even the European, look at where the 540 line is. It's mostly north. All right. This is the European. And for some reason, the European has the coastal low over to our south like that. So that's kind of interesting. It's a completely different look. I don't really use those models that, when we're this close to the storm event. HRRR, we'll go to the HRRR right now. Obviously, I don't agree with its output, but we'll go look at the dew points and wind flow on that at least. So it gives you an idea of why it's doing. You can see it's pretty deep with that. It brings in a lot of cold air, and I think it's overdoing it because I just think it's overdoing it. And then you can see winds go southeasterly. That's the other thing. We have a southeasterly wind. How are you going to get snow with a southeasterly wind off such warm water? And even when you look at the HRRR's own data, you can see it's very marginal for Long Island. It's very marginal. And then there's the coastal. It gets going, kicks up the winds Tuesday morning. We have an easterly wind. That's still an easterly wind. It's not factoring in the sea surface temperatures. And if we go and we look at the latest SSTs, we'll go to earthnollschool.net. Let's do that. If we look at the latest sea surface temperatures, and we know the sea surface temperatures are above normal. Just showing you the sea surface temperatures. 45 degrees, the water. That's quite above normal for this. 46. So 48. I mean, the water is pretty warm. So I don't know why the model's doing this. I don't know why. Look at this. Look at these crazy temperature anomalies too offshore. So I don't know why the model is doing this. I really don't know why. I can't explain to you why it's doing this. This is why you can't always just look at models and assume they're right. We're going to go back to the Weather Service site, and I'll go to the Marine, and maybe we can get some SSTs there. Latest summary of marine observations. So this will give us some of the sea surface temperatures. And yeah, right around 45. Block Island, that's further east and north. That's 42. But water temperatures in the mid-40s is not, with an east to southeast wind, is not going to produce snow. It's really very hard to get that to happen. All right. If we had a cold winter, the oceans would be colder, and that could make the difference. Let's go to the temperatures on the HRRR. So here are the temperatures. You can see it actually has us getting down below freezing in a little bit. I don't know. The temperature's still pretty high out there. I don't know. We'll see if we even get below freezing. And then tomorrow we get up to the mid to upper 30s, according to the HRRR. And then you can see the temperatures, though. They're barely below freezing. It's going to have a hard time getting that snow to stick with such mild temperatures. And then Tuesday, we'll still be in the chilly flow. All right, so we'll still be in the 30s. But let's go now and look at a GFS model. All right, and we'll go ahead and look at the GFS model as well. This is the GFS model, all right. North winds. And I think the GFS looks a little better with a little more of a northerly component to the wind. But then, once it starts, again, you got a southeast to east-southeast wind. How is that? And it's going to be a pretty strong one. And there's even warmer water off there. So, yeah, I'm just not buying it. I think all these people calling for a snow event tomorrow on Long Island, are blowing it out of proportion. Unless you're on the North Shore, you know what I mean? I don't think we're going to get any wintry scenes. Prepare to be disappointed, and then that pulls out. Here's dew points in wind flow. We're getting some more drier air Wednesday. I'll show you the rest of the week here. And then you can see what we got here. Little storm coming through there. Cold front comes through Friday, but it stalls out. And here comes your next system. That's going to bring quite a surge of warm air there. And then behind that, here's Saturday, west flow, northwest flow that day. Sunday, but you can see there's no Arctic air in here anywhere for us. None. All right? I think we're going to have to wait till next winter to have a really cold day. It really sucks. So here we are on the GFS. All right, you'll see the temperatures here. At least it stays cool. It doesn't really heat up that much until we get toward Thursday. That's when we could see, depending on how far that warm air gets, you could see 60s over New Jersey. Then it drops on Friday. Saturday, you could see it dropping. You could see some warmth lingering over Jersey, and then it drops Sunday. We'll have some below normal temperatures, but we'll see some cool weather in there. But no really cold air coming in. You can see the lack of diurnal variation, which means a cloudy pattern that we're going to be in. So that'll take us to the skies. Obviously, starting off with sunshine tomorrow gives way to high clouds. Tuesday, stuck in the clouds. Wednesday, maybe we'll have some sunshine, then more clouds. Thursday, clouds. Friday, clouds. Saturday, clouds. Sunday, maybe sunshine, maybe that day. Maybe Monday, and more clouds next week. It's just, this weather sucks because not only, like I said, not only have we had cold, not only haven't we had snow, all these damn cloudy days. Hardly any days with nice sunshine and blue skies. Hardly any. That's what makes this pattern suck so bad. So let's go to the RHM next. Turn our other sky model, which we'll go to. All right, so here's tomorrow. You'll see, we'll start off with sun, but the high clouds come streaming in, the contrails and crap in the sky, probably. Sun fades behind thickening High overcast by afternoon. Obviously, we'll have the clouds for overnight. And then you can see the clouds lingering for Tuesday. And by the time we get rid of them for Wednesday, boom, here come some more clouds. Oddly enough, coming in from the east. We'll have a better idea of that later. Well, let's get through this one storm here first, all right? And I'll go to the European model now. We'll go to windy.com next. And we will go and we'll look at that. So here's windy.com. And we'll go and we'll look at the snowfall accumulation on this. This is the European model. So let's go here. Precipitation and new snow. Yeah, it's overdone. It's overdone. European's overdone. It's saying 5 inches. No, I don't think so. I don't see it. And again, I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go back to the wind and go to the wind tomorrow night. Again, look at the wind direction. Where's the wind coming from? It's coming from the east-southeast. So, I don't see how you're going to get snow with an east-southeast wind on Long Island. I just don't see it. It comes a little more easterly, but there's going to be enough warm air from the warmer oceans to keep the snow from accumulating in a lot of Long Island. So let's go to a map. We'll draw it out for you. Let's see if I can find a map of Long Island here. Looks like I just use Google Maps, I guess. I don't know. Or we could just... Ideally, I'd like to just make this map dark so I can draw on it. But I don't think I can do that. Yeah, I can use this. Yeah, we can use this to draw on it. That's fine. All right, so let's draw what's going to happen, all right, tomorrow, right? Because honestly, like I said, I'm not very impressed with what I'm seeing here. All right, so let's draw, and we will draw, and that might be too wide to draw on. We'll see in a moment. We can change the size down, make it a little smaller. All right, so here we go. So I think it's north of the LAE. Yeah, it works. North of the LAE. This area right here is where you're going to get your 1 to 2 inches. Everybody else is going to be 1 inch or less. All right. For Long Island. All right. The question, of course, is the city, Central Park. Central Park, will this be the end of the snowfall record for Central Park? Now, it's going to be a little harder for Central Park to warm up. So it's possible that we have a minimum. We have a half inch, and all it takes another inch or two, and then we're not going to have the least snowiest winter on record at Central Park. All right? And obviously, south of this line, where's my thing? South of this line, you get nothing. So south of the Raritan, you're not getting anything in New Jersey. All right, the better amounts are going to be, again, further north. All right, so in the blue here, Connecticut. All right, Connecticut, and like I said, I think they're going to see your 2 to 5 inches of snow. And some of the mountains, some of the mountain areas, particularly up in up the elevator, maybe you might see 3 to 8 inches, perhaps, in some of these other areas. So the further north you go, the more you get. But the temperatures are very marginal here. So, well, you might see snow coming down. The question is, will it stick? The thing that helps us is it is falling at night. But as far as any snow that's like, or get out the shovels and plows, don't think it's going to happen. It'll be enough to whiten the ground. It'll be with us maybe for a little bit. I hope at least we go a little more to the higher end of this, but I'm just not very encouraged, And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we underperform for this storm. Even though, there's a reason why the Weather Service has not given us, if we go to the Weather Service, you don't see a winter weather advisory for our area because they know it's not going to stick. It's not going to stick to the roads. It'll mainly grassy areas, car tops, and hopefully something. But again, this could be the last chance we have to see any snowfall accumulation. So we'll see if we can make it happen or not. But like I said, I'm not too thrilled with the parameters we're working with right now. If the wind was not southeast and it was more northeast, I'd be a lot more encouraged. But if that southeast wind is off those mid 40-degree waters, the minute the wind swings that direction, the temperature is going to go up. And unless you're further north in the North Shore, I just don't see how we're going to see anything beyond maybe a coating in most areas on Long Island, except for the North Shore where you could see an inch or two. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Wait, not yet. Go to the Climate Prediction Center. 6 to 10 day outlook. Here you go. So it does have it's a little below normal in the east. Of course, the west going with the below normal. And for some reason, they feel that some of that below normal will make its way to the east. But we still got the damn ridge. So we'll have to see. I'm not too encouraged. I've been disappointed the whole winter, so I don't want to get my hopes up too high for anything at this point. I've learned to be disappointed. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.